morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to start off really quick by showing you my flowers. My lilacs are blooming. Oh, it smells amazing. I wish I could share that with you. But I've got all different kinds of columbines blooming and purple columbines and my irises and my forget-me-nots are in the back. They're about to pop up, but soon I'll have everything blooming. It's just amazing. I'm so excited that the lilacs are blooming this year because we moved them from the backyard. But they're way happier here. They're doing so well. It's so exciting. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Good morning, everybody. Toast to you and Elena. If this was live, that would have taken a long time. Can't find my camera stuff. So I don't have my microphone or the things that I use to hold it up. So let's improvise, whatever. I'm sure you guys can hear me, hopefully. So today I want to talk about the dark moon that's coming up and the solar eclipse that's coming up. It should be exciting. It will be the dark moon on Thursday the 10th at 4:52 a.m. here Mountain Standard Time. So it's going to go both ways a little bit. But I think on most places it's just really, really early in the morning on Thursday the 10th if you're in the United States. Obviously, if you're not, I think it's later on in the day. I'd have to double check, but I think even in Australia it's on the 10th. It just might be in the evening, like whatever. So this is also an annular solar eclipse, so what that means is that the moon will pass in front of the sun. Only those who are in, where did I write that down? The full eclipse will be in Canada, Russia, and Greenland. So if you're way up north, people in the United States will see a partial eclipse. It's going to look like something's coming and taking a bite out of part of the sun. But normally the moon will come between the earth and the sun, and you'll just see that red circle around the sun. And so it's a really pretty eclipse. As always, don't look at the sun. There are lots of different ways that you can try to look at it, like see it. I think some of the coolest ways to see it are actually to see it in the shadows of like the trees and stuff. They make some amazing responses to the shadows, I guess. I don't know how to say that more accurately, but they just do like amazing things with the shadows, and you can see the difference in the changes, and it was just really cool. Like you could see the eclipse in the leaves in the shadow on the ground, which was cool. They also have eclipse boxes that you can make out of 2 paper cards. So there's lots of different ways that you can watch the eclipse safely, but don't look at the sun. It's bad for you. So not only do we have this solar eclipse coming up, but we also have Pluto, that's right. We have Pluto, Saturn, and Mercury in retrograde right now. So we talked a little bit about Saturn and Mercury or Pluto last month because they're still in retrograde. Like I said, they're going to be in it, or no, oh yeah, it was last month with the last full moon. But like I said, they're going to be in retrograde for some time. They have really long retrogrades because they're on the outside of our solar system. Like Mercury's is so short because it's in the between us and the sun, and then when you get further out, they take longer and longer to go through retrograde. So Mercury's in retrograde right now. You might find that it's highlighting challenges. You might find that you're having trouble communicating and just little things like that. I personally just recommend when you see a problem and you have a challenge, step back and take a deep breath and actually look at it to see how you can solve it, because Mercury wouldn't highlight something that you couldn't fix. Mercury wouldn't say, hey, you have this communication issue if it didn't have a solution for you. So that's why it's so important not to just get overwhelmed and to just, okay, let's stop, let's take a breath and let's think about this and let's look at it and see what the solution is. Because that's what Mercury's doing. Mercury is like, stop, look, hey, here's a problem. Hey, here's a problem. Now look for the solution. And with Saturn and Pluto both in retrograde, you can like dive deep and really see like the complete picture of all of the aspects. So this might have been kind of a more challenging Mercury in retrograde than say last time. Because the last time Mercury was in retrograde, Saturn wasn't. Saturn has this amazing ability to help you see past, present, future, your karmatic justice, your circle of everything, the web of connectivity, and how you lie in that, and your responsibility in that, and like where you are in that. So when Mercury comes into retrograde with Saturn, we have both of those energies like focusing on this is what you need to correct. It can be kind of overwhelming. So again, just breathe through it. You can do it and make it through. And Mercury and Saturn and the elements and the gods wouldn't show you something if they didn't know that you could handle it, and if they didn't know that that was time for you to deal with that. A lot of times when things are overwhelming, it's because we're trying to look the other way and we're trying to pretend like that's not happening, or just don't think about it and avoid it. And that's when problems become bigger and bigger and bigger. So let Mercury help you see what it is that needs to be fixed, and don't see it as a challenge, but as a way to the solution. So, so that's going on with the sun and the planets during this dark moon. So let's talk about the dark moon specifically. So this dark moon is going to be in Gemini, and that's something that's pretty awesome and unique to when we have solar eclipses, is that both the sun sign and the moon sign are in the same sign. So both Gemini has the sun and the moon right now. So it is really going to be pumping with that Gemini energy. And some people find Gemini to be a little chaotic because it is the duality, the twin. But again, that's because you're looking at the problem and the opposites and the polarity instead of looking at the harmony and the yin and yang and the flow of harmonious energy that comes from Gemini. Gemini is also really in tune with like public relations and community building and like connecting with other people. And so this is a great time to really feel that connected energy and see where you are in it and what you need to do and what you can do and what you want to do and what you should do and all of those kind of things. This is a time when opposites are coming together and we're bringing in and blending, and which is great because we're coming up on the summer solstice, which is this hot time of year. So we're looking for more of that, balance, that duality. So Gemini is also a sign of like travel and adaptability and that kind of change. Like I'm going to go do something and it's going to change me. And influencing your environment to receive an effect, and doing that through experience, through travel, through communication, through connecting, all of those different ways, and then receiving that ebb and flow of energy. It's a lot to do with that flowing back and forth exchange of energy, which I think we've all been missing a lot of lately because of all the quarantines and being separated and all of that stuff. So you might really feel drawn to going out and connecting with other people, and being a part of your community, and that's great. Like, do that. Let's see. Make sure I got everything. So, just to talk a little bit about. Okay, well, so with the dark moon in Gemini, like I said, that's a great time to work on communication and interchanging energies. Spell work for creativity are really well. Spell work to work with the divine and the other energies, communication, reaching out and connecting with people. So this is a really great time for that. If you want to do like group magic, this would be an amazing time for that. And then, so let's talk about the solar eclipse. And in one day, the sun is engulfed by the moon and goes through all of the phases. You see all of the phases of the moon in the sun. And so it brings about an interesting energy. It is one where we are going from light to dark to light. So it has a lot to do with rebirth, with, starting something new, rapid change, breaking old ways. So this is like if you feel like you have a hex or a curse on you, this would be a really good time to work with that. Gemini being the energy of connectedness and this rebirth energy, restarting energy that we get with the dark moon in Gemini and the solar eclipse. So you're getting this rebirth, renewal, amazing. I mean, like, this would be the time if you're going to do a commitment spell, or you're going to do I transform myself into this new person, I want to become my ideal self. This would be a great time to do that. Shedding what's old, excuse me, making way for something new, and really letting that change happen. It's also a good time of accepting yourself. we alive, it's sad, but a lot of times we have trouble accepting who we are, or who we are meant to be, or who we are. And so this is a great time to do magic for that, because in the solar eclipse, it will help you see yourself and all of these stages with Gemini and all of the things that are going on right now. Be able to see yourself as you change, as you transition, and see this change, and releasing the old, accepting who you are, moving forward with strength, and just kind of rebirth and renewal. It also has a lot to do with faith. The solar eclipse is really scary for our ancestors. I mean, if you think about it, it would have been terrifying to have the sun suddenly disappear. Like, oh my goodness. And I imagine that they figured it out before too long. I don't think that we, as modern people, give our ancestors enough credit for the amazing things that they did. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't aliens. They were really that smart. But this would have been a moment where you're like, oh my goodness, is the sun going to come back? Is this something that, like, what is causing this thing? And so you would have had to have faith. You would have had to move forward with faith, knowing that it's all going to be okay, and that the sun's going to come back on the other side, and then you just have faith, which can also help you connect to your deeper inner divine. And so Gemini can also help with that, because it's helping you to see your connectedness to these other energies. So there's so much connectivity going on right now, so much rebirth, so much change and transition, seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from a divine perspective, or a not divine perspective. Maybe you want to see things from a fairy perspective. But this is that opportunity to see things from a different perspective, to make that change that you really want to change. I know we talked about that with the full moon before. This one is even more potent though, because both the sun and the moon are starting out fresh. They're both reborn in this moment. So it's a great time to make wishes and do that kind of thing for a little bit lighter magic. But really, I would, connect with your own faith. Know who you are and who you want to be, and figure out what you need to achieve that, and commit to that. We spend a lot of time thinking and talking like, oh, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want, but how much time do you spend committed to, this is what I'm doing to make that happen? And so if you have those I want, have faith that they're going to come through, and make the commitment now that you're going to make those changes, and know that you have the support of nature and the gods and the energy all around you. So yeah, the dark moon in Gemini with the solar eclipse. It should be really exciting. Again, that's going to be on Thursday the 10th. And the further north you live, the more of the solar eclipse that you'll be able to see. I think here at my latitude, we might get like a little cookie off, like somebody took a bite out of the cookie off the top of the sun. But I don't know, I guess we'll find out. It should be exciting. So if you're in Greenland or Canada, you should be able to have great view. Russia, you guys will all be able to really see it. It should be beautiful. And yeah, as always, let me know if you have any questions. If you are curious about the moon or any other magical things, just comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that amazing stuff. And I will see you guys all very soon. Many blessings. I toast to you.